So not too long ago I made a video about binge eating, and I wanted to make another one just to kind of talk about it a bit more. So the video that I made, I'll link it down below, and in that one I basically spoke about why I think that you shouldn't diet, count calories. I kind of did mention a few times what I went through and all that. So in this video I'm going to talk about that a bit more. So talking about this stuff is kind of scary. I always feel comfortable telling strangers about this, but knowing that people that I know or some of my friends might see this video kind of scares me. But when I was 15 and going through this, I wish that somebody told me this stuff, or someone told me their story and they told me that I can stop binge eating. So if this video gets out there and it helps at least one person, then that's all that matters. So basically 5 years ago when I was 15, I wasn't really happy with the way that I looked. I never thought I was huge, but I did have a lot of body fat and I weighed 69 kilos. So I started going to the gym every single day. I trained for about an hour and a half, so 1 hour of cardio and half an hour weights. But my mindset wasn't like, I have to be there for so long, you know, I have to burn as much calories off as I can. I literally just really enjoyed what I was doing. The way I was eating, I wouldn't say that it was strict. It was very, I guess I ate normal. So I didn't eat junk food, but I didn't eat clean. I would eat like oats, chicken, broccoli, and all the good stuff. But I would also eat pasta, bread, just stuff like that. But I never had chocolate, soda, burgers, pizza, fries, anything like that. So within the few months that I started doing that, so it was about 3 months in, I lost 10 kilos. So I went from 69 to 59, and everyone was saying I looked, you know, skinnier and all of that, but to me I still looked the same. But I was actually happy, like I felt so much better. I was fitting into a small size and all of that. But then because I was 15, and when you're 15, you know, you go through heartaches and boys hurt your feelings, you know, all of that stuff. A boy did, you know, break my heart or whatever. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just gonna have a little bit of chocolate that might help me. So I just ate like just Cadbury chocolate. I just ate like the first line from the block, and out of nowhere, half of the block was gone. Like I ate half of a Cadbury block. That day, I felt so sick. I cannot even explain what my body went through. I was just physically ill. I felt like I was gonna throw up. I don't know what happened. So, you know, I just told myself, whatever, that's fine. You haven't had junk food in a long time. You're just gonna wake up tomorrow and you'll be fine. Following this day, when I woke up, I was craving junk food like there was no tomorrow. All the time, that's all I could think about. I wanted more, but I knew how sick it made me feel. So every time my parents gave me money, I went to a shop that was near me and I would buy as much junk food as I can. So it would be like Kit Kat bars, Mars bars, chips, anything. And I would just go home, put on a movie and eat it all at once. I didn't split it out throughout the day or the week. I ate at once. And then I would end up getting sick. So this continued on for a few weeks and I didn't really realize that what I was doing was wrong. I saw that from 59 kilos, I was slowly creeping up to 62, 63, 64. And when I hit 65, that's when I realized, what am I doing? Because I kept saying to myself, you know what, starting from tomorrow, I'm gonna go back to my healthy eating and I'm gonna lose this weight again. But that tomorrow never came. It took 5 years for that tomorrow to come. Okay, so now this went on for a long time. I was still going to the gym, but I was binging like 2 to 3 times a week. So after a few months had gone by, I started to stop and I started to go back to the healthy eating, and the weight started to come off again. So then, you know, for a few months I ate really well, no binging, and then the binging came back. So I put on weight again. And then after a few months, I wouldn't binge again. So I went from 69 kilos to 59 to then maybe like 65, back to 59, back up to like 70, on and off for 4 years now. We sure know that's not really healthy. So it wasn't until about when I was 17 that I realized that this was actually a problem. Many times when my friends had birthdays or there was just an event and I knew there was going to be food there, I would lie. I would tell them that I can't go because whatever reason. I would make up anything that I could just because there was going to be food there, and I was really worried that I was going to eat a lot and I was going to continue putting on weight. Now, one thing I need to explain is the mindset of binge eating. So unless you have previously experienced binge eating, it's hard for anyone to understand what the person thinks about. Basically, as silly as it sounds to some people, food controls your life. That's all you think about every single day. So you wake up and you might be thinking, okay, I'm not going to binge today, I'm not going to do it. So that's what you're thinking about. You're thinking, what's the healthiest thing you can eat? And then you are craving something, so you might have, I don't know, a chocolate bar, and then you realize that you've ruined that, like your whole day. So you think to yourself, all right, well, I already ruined the day, I'm just going to go eat another 5 chocolate bars, followed by pizza, by cereal, by whatever else you find in the house. This is what happens basically every single time someone binges. So with me, because I put on weight, that was one of the other reasons why I basically tried to be as antisocial as possible. So like I said, I lied to everyone around me, made up stories to why I couldn't come, when the whole time, since I was 15, I was struggling with what I was eating. I never made myself throw up or starve myself to like get rid of those calories. Sometimes what I did was I'd take a few laxatives, or I'd just go to the gym the next day and hope that I could burn it off. Okay, now skipping forward to a few years after, so I think I was about 18, I didn't binge for about 8 months, and I thought to myself, wow, like this is it, I'm done with it, I can finally live like a healthy lifestyle. But because I started to diet again, like slowly cut things out, actually no, I did not cut things out slowly, I just jumped into, you know, clean eating. I'm just gonna do this, I'm cutting out everything. That's what I did. So because I jumped into clean eating again, I lost all the weight that I put on and I was really happy. But I didn't realize, because I just jumped straight into a diet, that these binge eating habits were gonna come back. Now, so those who know me know that I did a personal training course, and after doing that personal training course, I thought to myself that I wanted to compete in a bikini modeling show, like a competition. So what I did is I hired a coach to get me ready. So, you know, they make you a diet plan and they can train you or make you a plan and all of that stuff. Because I thought to myself, this was the way I was going to stop binge eating. I was going to get skinny and I was going to be happy. Now, I'm sorry if this comment offends anyone, but if you're going to hire someone who's going to write you an eating plan, do not hire anyone that does not have a degree in dietetics. I hired someone who just did a personal training course. They wrote me an eating plan. Now, I don't blame them, but I'm just telling you not to do this, because a personal trainer, a coach, someone who did an 8-week nutrition course, they're not qualified to write you an eating plan. You need to go to someone who went to uni and did a degree and can write you that. So this is the eating plan that I received from this coach. I'll post it somewhere here on the screen. When I first got this, I was like, what the? I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't want to eat meat 4 times a day, but at the same time I was like, oh look, I can eat quite a bit, because I wasn't used to eating 6 times a day. I was only allowed to have 1 cheat meal a week, and that was it. So following this, I'm pretty sure I mentioned to this person that I had an eating disorder, I'm not too sure. Anyways, like I said, I do not blame them, but I'm also blame myself for choosing someone who does not have a degree and does not have any idea what they're talking about. Okay, so what happened was, after following this diet for a few weeks, I started to crave sugar. And not like bad sugar as in fruit. I would crave an apple so badly, because all I could have was blueberries. 100 grams of blueberries a day. Are you okay? So obviously, what happened? I started to binge eat every single day, and it had never been this bad. I went from binging maybe like once to twice, sometimes 3 times a week, to basically 4 to 5 times. I put on about 12 kilos in a few months, and I never felt so down on myself. I've never hated myself so much, and I was never so disgusted by myself. And this person who gave me this eating plan, I started to hate them. Like I said, it wasn't their fault, but I just blamed someone else for what happened to me. It was my fault. I had reached that point in my life where I thought to myself, I'm just going to live like this for the rest of my life. I'm just going to be binging off and on until I die. I seriously thought there was no way of stopping. I never wanted to go to see a counselor regarding this issue, because I just felt like all they're going to tell me is that this started because something tragic happened in my life 15 years ago. But honestly, what happened was I started binge eating because I was too obsessed with the way I was eating. I was too obsessed with getting slim, and I just cut out all food completely. That's the real reason. So anyways, obviously months went on, nothing really changed. I was just literally living my life binge eating. And finally I came across a video by a girl called Josie Might on YouTube, and in her video she spoke about how when you're binge eating, you think to yourself, okay, tomorrow I'm going to start clean eating, and you do that constantly. But if you just ate normal and balanced, had pizza here and there, chocolate, you're going to reach your goals much quicker that way rather than binging and then starting over. And I thought to myself, holy shit, this girl is actually correct. I mean, obviously that's true, but it never really, it never really registered that. So I told myself, okay, I'm just going to eat what I want to eat. If I'm craving something, I'm going to eat it and see what happens. So I basically listened to my body. At first I wasn't sure what that meant, but I just assumed it meant, if you're craving something, eat it. If you're not, don't. So for about maybe like 6 weeks, I ate anything. If I went out and I wanted to order chicken parmigiana, I had chicken parmigiana, I had chocolate, I had ice cream. Sometimes I had ice cream twice a week. And yeah, I put on weight. I put on about 3 kilos, I'd say, in those 6 weeks. But then things started to slowly change. Like I wasn't craving stuff anymore. I didn't want to eat junk food. I wouldn't really feel like eating anything. I'd just eat something that was reasonably healthy. And when I did go out, I didn't feel like I had to stuff my face. I had half of the chicken parmesan. I didn't have to have the whole thing. I didn't have to eat 2 burgers. Like all of that started to slowly go away, and the weight just started to slowly come off. I wasn't exercising, but I stopped binge eating, and I was just eating normal sized portions. That was that. Okay, so now I'm going to read something that's quite personal, but I just feel like it's the right thing to do. So sometimes when I used to binge eat, I used to write things down in a diary just because I thought it might help. And I found this the other day, and some of the things that I wrote in here really like hit me hard, because I realized how, when you really think about it, it's really sad what the person who's binging, what they feel like inside. So I'm just gonna read a few things. Binged last night and I woke up feeling okay, thinking that maybe this time it'll be different, even though I've thought this ever since 2010. I cried last night because I saw a video of myself from 6 months ago and I was much slimmer, fitter and healthier. Plus, I looked through my old stuff and I saw a piece of paper where I wrote my weight. December 26, 2014, 63 kilos, and now I'm 10 kilos heavier. I'm trying to limit the binges to once a week. As silly as it is, but I feel like I can't let it go. It's a part of me. It makes me feel like crap, but it also helps me cope. It's kind of like a friend that you hate, but you can't let them go because you've been friends for a really long time. Now that's another thing. With binge eating, for me, because I did it for so long, I felt like I couldn't get rid of it. You just become so, I guess, obsessed with it that even though you hate it so much and you want to stop, you're scared to let go of it because it's kind of that comfort. When you're sad, you eat. When you're happy, you eat. Like, it's kind of just there for you. So when I look at this now, like, I wish I knew that you could, like, it's possible to stop. So those who know me know that I used to work as a personal trainer, and the whole time that I worked as one, I literally just hated myself, because when you think about a personal trainer, automatically you just think of someone fit, and I wasn't fit. And here I wrote down, I feel sad because I think if I was slim, I'd get more clients. Yeah. Okay, so how I previously mentioned that binge eating made me feel really sick. You just feel physically ill. I wrote down one night everything that I felt and everything that I ate. And I'm really embarrassed to say this, but I feel like, yeah, I need to. So this is what I wrote down. I'm going to die. My stomach, chest, and everything is so full and tight. Why did I binge? I went 4 days without it. All I wanted was sushi, not a chicken parmigiana, 3 donuts, ice cream, and chocolate. So what did I do? I cancelled all my weekend plans. When and how will this stop, and will I be able to be normal again? There's this as well. I want to stop isolating myself, hating myself, and being disappointed. I want to be who I was 10 months ago, happy, fit, healthy, and confident. I don't know who I am now. I often doubt myself. Why am I a personal trainer? I don't deserve to be a personal trainer. Do you see how I look? Yeah, those are just, yeah, I just want to share that just so I guess people had a better understanding of what it really feels like when you're going through this. So what I wanted to more so get out of this video is I just kind of wanted to sit down and just tell everyone my story about it, and I'm hoping that this will reach someone and they will realize that they're not alone, that they're not the only person that goes through this stuff. And I went through this for almost 5 years, and I thought I would never be able to stop, and I have. All my binge eating thoughts have gone, and all my binge eating actions have gone. And the way that they stopped is I ate whatever I wanted to. For 6 weeks, whatever I craved, I ate it. Yes, I put on a bit of weight, but that is what stopped my cravings. After a while, you will realize, oh, I don't need to eat that burger. I don't need to eat a whole pizza. It will just, that habit of binge eating will just start to go away, and over time you will stop binge eating. It won't happen in a week. It might take a really long time, but it is possible. Well, thanks for watching that video, guys. I hope that it helped someone and that you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if it was all over the place. Like, I wrote down what I wanted to say, but it's just a bit scary talking about this stuff. If you'd like to see any more videos about eating disorders, please just comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.